Hey guys, it's Zemo, and this is TCG Ultimaya DDDs. I want to preface this by saying this is more of a competitive version, so that's why Pot of Desires is in here. If you don't have Pot of Desires, there's no replacement for it, but you can use cards like Trade In if you want. The best variant out of DDDs is Pure. I myself like the Synchro variant, so this is the version that I will be showcasing. We just got in our Megatins, our Blaze King Genghis, and our Gale King Alexander. We cannot make Alexander yet because it requires a double D tuner monster, and we don't get any of our tuners until the structure deck, which is kind of unfortunate. But let's get this started. So, we got 3 Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. This guy, pretty much he's a staple. If you wanna, he's right now, I believe, is like I want to say it's like around $6. Last time I checked on TCG Player, it was like a $6 card. So you want to pick the stuff up like ASAP because everything's gonna skyrocket, especially the extra deck monsters that will not be coming in the structure deck. I believe in the structure deck. I think we're getting. I know we're getting Curse King Siegfried, and Dragon Bane King Beowulf. And that might be all we get. They might throw something in. We don't know the full contents in the TCG. These are just my assumptions. Yeah, so you need 3 of these guys, pretty much standard. 2 copies of Thomas. Thomas you can play as like a 2 to 3 of. Here in TCG you should run at least 2. You could run 3 copies if you like, but I only really like running 2 because it does kinda brick in a sense, because you have to find a way to like special summon it. Its pendulum effect is amazing though. You mostly just want to set this in your scale to reuse your Keplers and your Ragnaroks. It's still a good card. Then we have 2 copies of Pendragon. A lot of people like 2 copies of this card, which is Triple D Rebel King Leonidas. I like 2 Pendragons honestly myself, because when you synchro with Pendragon, it goes to the graveyard, so you can like kind of set up place for bringing it back and then like popping a card or something. But I don't know, I just like the 2 Pendragons for the extra utility because it's back row hate. It kind of acts as like as an MST essentially for its back row hate, and it can run over Dark Destroyer or like anything with 3 KLS attack. So then we got 1 Baphomet. A lot of people play 2, and I don't really like this card to be honest, and that's because you have to use his effect. He essentially, like right now I just use him for a name, but the reason I don't like him is because after you declare a level from 1 to 8, which is a pretty good effect, I'm not gonna lie. You can only special summon DDs that turn, so it's much better in pure. Like, it's a better card in pure, but for Synchro DDs, I think this card is only needed as like a 1-of, and that's really just as a name. You can replace this card for like a Rebel King. You can put in 2 copies of it if you wish. You could take out probably like a Pendragon, or you can take out like both of the Pendragons. Stack's more of a guide, like of a guideline, than, you gotta play this. Only some cards you will need to play, like triple Rebel Kings. Then we have 2 Junk Synchrons. Like I said, I like synchros, so I'm running the Junk engine. There's other engines you can run. You can run the Speedroid engine, which is 3 Terratops, 1 Talking Tomborg, and 1 Red Eye Dice. You can also run the Blackwing. Well, not the Blackwing engine. You can also run triple Gofus if you wish. And Gofu in this deck isn't bad because you can special summon Gofu with its effect, and then you special summon Gofu if you control no monsters, and then you normal summon the Kepler Surge for your contracts, and then you synchro summon for Coral Dragon, and that's one card I forgot to do. I'm super sorry, guys. I knew there was a card I forgot to put in here. Like 2 out of 10, dude. Put that in, yeah, because I knew I forgot something. There we go. Synchro like Coral Dragon, and then you use Coral Dragon and Genghis to synchro summon for Ultimaya, essentially. Yeah, it's the same thing. I like Junk Synchron a little bit more because when you normal summon him, you special summon your Sword Slime or your Necklace Slime. That will then trigger Genghis's effect to let you bring out like Pendragon from your graveyard, Ragnarok from your graveyard, whatever DD you need. Yeah. Then we have double max C's. This is just a good card. I mean, it went to 2 for a reason. Then we have 3 copies of Swole Slime. This is, I think it's one of the best cards in the deck. Like it's on the, like it's such a good card. This starts off all your plays. This is a 3, no question about it. The way you can pull off Ultimaya in this deck is to activate Soul Slime, use it in Kepler to fusion summon Genghis, then you normal summon the Junk Synchron special summon Soul Slime, then you activate the effect of Genghis. Since Aditi was special summoned, you can special summon one from graveyard, so you special summon the Kepler, then you activate Kepler's effect to search for Dark Contract with the Gate, or Dark Contract with the Swamp King, whatever you want, or even Dark Contract with the Witch. Then you Synchro Summon for Coral Dragon. Then you can use Coral Dragon's effect to pop a card on the field if you wish before synchroing into Ultimaya. Then you synchro into Ultimaya, set the contract you searched. Ultimaya brings that crystal in. Easy. Then 2 Jet Synchrons. I'm using this as our double D Lamia since we don't have that yet. That's the tuner we're gonna get in the structure deck. Probably like it's the best tuner in this deck. You know, once the structure deck comes out, Lamia is the best tuner. Pretty good. I mean, Jet Synchron, pretty decent card to use. Then we got 3 copies of Necro Slime. Necro Slime is also good because he acts as a Miracle Fusion in Graveyard. So you play 3 just because it is a combo piece, especially once we get our cards from the structure deck, allowing us to go into our Crystal Siege board, which is the turn 1 board you want to make. Then we have 3 Keplers, Searcher for Stratos. Literally, this searches a contract. The one you mostly want to search off is Dark Contract with the Gate, because this card, it's Stratos essentially, searches any DD. And for spells, we have 3 Alert Darkness just for consistency, 2 Potted Desires. You could play 3 Potted Desires if you wish, but the reason I like 2 is because a lot of times when I activate, I either open up double Desires or I do Potted Desires and it makes me draw into another Potted Desires. Then we have 1 Upstart Goblin for a 39 card deck, 1 Foolish Burial just to dump stuff, 2 Tunings to search out your Junk Synchrons, 1 copy of Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters, you can replace this with like any other card. This is just nice to have. Then we have 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate, basically searches your whole entire deck. 2 copies of Dark Contract with Swamp King. You could play 1, but if you play 1, you risk the chance of Potted Desires, even though the chance is really low to banish 1 copy of a card in your deck, assuming 35 cards. Assuming, it's turn 1 and you have 35 cards left in your deck after you draw your first 5. And we have 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness because this card's amazing. 1 copy of Dark Contract with the Witch because it has a lot of great utility in the deck. And the best part of this is you can use this during your opponent's turn as like a scale disruptor. You can make yourself harder to get run over. So if your opponent goes like, okay, Blue Eyes White Dragon attacks, you can flip Witch and increase the guys by 1,000. So it's really good. It can also increase Vanity's Fiend. This is a thing I see a lot of DD players using, and I do agree with that line of thinking. I just if I could spell first of all, you could play Vanity's Fiend in this deck because after you make your board, you summon Fiend, and you summon Fiend paired up with a Dark Contract with the Witch. This is going to be pretty hard to out because it'll then be a 34 beater. Well, it'll be 34 on their turn. So that's for the main deck. For the action deck, we have 1 Wave of Blaming King Caesar Ragnarok. This guy just gets rid of stuff like Dark Destroyer, Chaos Max Dragon, just like any problem beaters. Because what you can do is you can attack into a monster that has like really crappy attack. Like, I don't know, you attack into like, let's say you're against Blue Eyes and you attack into one of their tuners. You use this and you steal their big tune and you steal their like Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's non-targeting, non-destruction removal, so that is a big plus. The downside is it requires 2 Triple D monsters, so that means you can't use Swirl Slime to make it. Because Triple Ds aren't the same as Double Ds. Double Ds count as Triple Ds, but not the other way around. Then we have 1 copy of Oracle King Dark, or D-Arc, or Dark as people call it. Brain fart. I usually just use it as Synchro Ladder. It's still good as a 1-of. You can run 2 copies of this if you want, for sure. And we have 3 copies of Blaze King Genghis. This card's amazing. This is what I feel like makes the deck. This guy lets you go off into a lot of special summoning chains. Then we have Ultimaya Zolkin, because this card is good. Crystal Synchro Dragon, because this card's amazing. One Siphon Load Omega, because Omega can recycle your Necklace Slimes, your Swole Slimes, your Jet Synchrons. Pretty good. One Michael, you can replace Michael with whatever card you wish. The reason I like it is because if you use Ultimaya to bust out Michael, you can do Michael's effect to banish a card on their field. So you have a little bit of a utility right there. And then you can like summon your Jet Synchron and go for like a Crystal Wing play if you wish. One Moonlight Rose Dragon. This is to help against the Blue Eyes matchup. This is just a preference card. Then we have one copy of Koala Dragon because it lets you synchro into for Ultimaya. Then for Xyz we have Triple D Duodonk and Kali Yuga. This is good against Demise decks because as soon as it hits the field, all cards are negated. The only way to get rid of this card is to negate its summon. So you want to use stuff like Warning and other cards because like you can't bottomless it because as soon as it hits the field, cards are negated, and at that point you'll be responding to the summon, so they won't have a chance to respond because all cards will be negated. Good for a last push, and it's just good because if you summon this on a Demise play, it's like oh damn. One Titanic Galaxy. This card's good. He's going to be even better once we have the OCG stuff because then we can make Crystal Siege Galaxy, which is a board we can't DDs can't make often, but it is like one of the best boards it can make. Then we have a Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. Beatrice is great for dumping your Necklace Slimes, your Jet Synchrons, acts as another Foolish Burial, which is the other reason why I play 3 Gengises, because then we can do you can do Swole Slime, Necklace Slime, Genghis, banish Necklace Slime, and Swole Slime, bring out another Genghis. Then that lets you go for a Beatrice. And if you have, like, let's say a Dark Contract with a Swamp King, you can use Swamp King, go for a D-Arc. Then you can do effect of Beatrice, dump a Necklace, not Necklace Slime, dump a Jet Synchron, and then Jet Synchron, use its effect, you go for Omega Beatrice. That's a really good board to make turn 1. And then we have one copy of Wave King Caesar. It's the only real reason why I play both of them because Wave King Caesar does give you board protection. I don't really like Marksman King Tell because Beatrice I feel has a way better foolish effect. Other cards you can run in here, you can totally run Trish if you wish. The best way for this deck to make Trish would be like you'd have to get out like Blaze King Genghis, Flame King Genghis, whatever you want to call it, and like have a Swole Slime on board. And like a Jet Synchron. Or you can alternatively do Oracle King to Arc, have a Kepler on board, and then summon the Jet Synchron or like Special Light, and then you can go for Trish. Once we have our Double D Lamia, Trish I feel will be a very, very good option. Void Ogre you can run if you don't like Michael, if you don't like whatever card. So that's the build. I think this deck is going to be really good. Like especially once we get our other cards. Like, whew. Like I bought Ragnarok this guy for 80 cents, and like I checked a couple days ago, and it was like a $6 card. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, damn. Like I would have thought out of all the DD cards to go up in price, I would have thought like Swole Slime or Kepler would go up in price because Ragnarok, yes, he's good. Yeah, he's a rare, so that has something to do with it. But out of effect purely, Swole Slime starts up like everything, or even Gate. I do know that we're not gonna get Genghis in D-Arc and Wave of Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok in the structure deck. We might get like something. I don't know how many fusions I don't know how many extra deck boss monsters we're gonna get. We might get like. I know we're going to be getting Curse King Siegfried, which is our like spell negator. Well, it's background negator. Then we're gonna get Dragon King Beowulf. So that's 2 boss monsters. We might get like an extra, like we might get a 1 or 2 more boss monsters out of that. Other cards you guys want to be picking up is you want to be picking up Formula Synchron because it's pretty good. I'll show you guys a very quick, I'll go to my actual DD build. You want to be picking up Gale King Alexander. You want to pick up the Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, because Odd Eyes is amazing in this deck. And you want to Clearwing. You can use in this deck if you wish. Like it's up to you. Clearwing is a very good card. So out of the actual boss monsters, you want to pick up like the stuff like Crystal Wing, Omega, like all these high-priced cards before the structure deck hits. And you want to pick them up like now, like at this moment, because like cards like Omega are already up in price, and in the 2017 Megatins, like I don't know how they're gonna reprint Omega. Maybe in like a gold series or something, which it needs a reprint like badly. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. See you guys later.